G'day, guys. Welcome back to Supercoach for DR and welcome to the Around 7 review. Hope you've had a cracker of a week yourself. Now, before we get into things, I do have some exciting news on behalf of myself, Jonathan Spills. We are extremely excited to announce that the Supercoach Swordplay website is now launched, out and available to the public. We are stoked about this. A lot of hard work has gone into it, but you can see there the chiller, the stats man, and the teacher. Three very unique and different personalities, but we do gel together so well, and we genuinely do love each other like brothers. So my favorite time of the week is a Tuesday night sitting down with these two legends. And this is a place where you can find all of our content. So obviously the Swordplay podcasts themselves, my round reviews, Spills' round reviews, and all the data from the third man up. Jonathan Roscoe do an awesome job doing the rookie data dump, as well as some great captaincy work. So this is a place where you can access all of that. And also on top of that, we do have the catalog out. Our merch range is out now. It's been a long time. We've been putting so much hard work into this, but we can announce that it is now available. And thank you already to the people that have put in an order. I think we've sold around 15 beanies in 2 hours already. So thank you very much to anyone that's done that. But you can see there we've got the Swordplay hoodies, the Swordplay notebook. I know a lot of people are a little bit old school with their Supercoach notes, so that one will come in really handy there. We've got the jumpers, we've got the stubby holders, and we've got the tees as well. So they are available, ready to purchase, and we've got some great feedback already. Everyone that has purchased something has said that the website has been fine, payment's gone through easy, they've got the confirmation email straight away, so they'll be sent out ASAP. It will be a little bit longer for the tees and the hoodies, but the beanies will be very quickly out. But yeah, given the fact that we are just starting up things, there may be a few hurdles along the way, but so far we haven't come across any since it's been launched. So stoked about that. And again, thank you very much to anyone that has put in an order. You can see there, use the code word Swordplay for a 5% discount off your first purchase. And if you are a member of the channel, I will be emailing you out a code tonight with a further discount for you guys. So I will email you for all the new members. And I tell you what, I don't normally do lives, but I did a live, what was it, Friday night, I think. And the response was overwhelming. The amount of donations that came through, and people, you never have to donate, no pressure. But thank you so much to all those generous people. I will give you a shout out in the stocky, and a shout out to two legends in particular. Someone donated 10 memberships, someone else donated 5 for a total of 18 just on the Friday night. Again, I will give you guys a massive shout out in the stocky this week. Thank you so much. It really, really does mean a lot. But that's most of the housekeeping out of the way. Let's see how this overall rank's going. Yeah, I went down the ranks this week. Certainly not ideal, but I did make a very big mistake in regards to my trades this week. You've already seen, if you do follow me on X, you would have already seen what it is. So, very unfortunate, but it is what it is. I'll talk about that in a sec. But 3,645 for a season rank. Still in the top 2%, but I was in that top 1%. And I really do pride myself on good trading and moving up the ranks. But I was expecting a rank drop the week before. I'd sort of planned for that with some downgrades I made. But this week I was hoping to actually go up. Had a red hot start, but unfortunately things didn't pan out overly well. 23-22 for a round score. Look, it's not absolutely disastrous, but some of my primos are just underperforming, and they've now got some real question marks on them. But that is it for the intro, guys. I will pretty much quickly go through the side. I really haven't watched much footy at all again this week. Another one of those weeks where I've just been flat out. I won't go through everything now, but basically on the Saturday, I spent half the day waiting in the emergency room. It was on Anzac Day. And that's another reason for why I haven't watched much footy. I've been doing some renos in the backyard. Shout out to the old man for helping me finish that retaining wall today. That's a big job out of the way. But it was actually on Anzac Day I was prepping for this, and I was knocking down an old wooden fence and got, a little bit confident and got the old sledgehammer, a bit of Babe Ruth home run style, and just didn't work out. Bit of carnage and got a few splinters in the fingers, a couple of big ones, and thought I got most of it out, but obviously I didn't. A couple of days later, I reckon it was like, is it Friday or Saturday morning, I woke up, my finger was like 3 times the size, red, raw. I won't even describe the stuff that was coming out of it, just no good, but obviously infected. So had to go to the docs for that one and spend a lot of time trying to fix up this backyard of mine. So didn't watch a heap of footy, so that means I'll quickly go through the side, and then it's all about trading, isn't it? Again, not too sure what I'm going to be doing this week, but as you can see from the title, I think I need to use a boost. So that's it for now, guys. Let's see how this team is actually looking. All right, now before I review some of these players, I do need to address the elephant in the room. Now, if you look straight to my midfield, you'll be pretty shocked to see Sam Walsh sitting there. And I must admit, I was a little bit shocked to see him sitting there on Saturday afternoon too. Now, if you watch my live, if you've watched my round reviews, my stocky last week, you would have heard me bang on about the fact that I'm anti-potting Sam Walsh because I just don't trust this back issue. And I was worried about some of the long-term effects this season if something does go wrong with it. So I was very happy to anti-pod him. And I was going with Jordan Dawson. So original trades were out Zach Williams and out Riley Sanders. In, obviously, Garcia. I think he was a real obvious rookie last week. This is a Hugo variety from St Kilda. Didn't turn out overly well, but it is what it is. And Jordan Dawson was going to be my other trade in. Now, all the blokes in the members chat can vouch for this. It was what would have been the Friday night, I think it was. And I was sitting there. We're on the video chat. Went to, I reckon, about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, this chat. And all the other boys were going Sam Walsh. Big on Sam Walsh. And I was saying, nah, sticking to my guns. I am big on Jordan Dawson. And they said, come on. They gave me a few reasons why. And I said, all right, look, I'll see what he looks like in the side. But due to the maths and all the rest and the numbers, I just can't afford him this week with my potential plans in the next 2 weeks. They've changed as well, mind you. However, I did change it to Sam Walsh, legitimately. I said to the boys, look, I've done it for now. We'll see what happens. And being so late, I was so focused on the job I was doing the morning after, which was this backyard job with Dad, that I legitimately completely forgot that I didn't switch it back to Jordan Dawson. So I woke up in the morning, didn't even check my Supercoach because I was just so focused on this backyard job with Dad. Got into it. My finger was, as I said, it was absolutely stuffed. I hadn't gone to the emergency by this stage. And so working. And by the time we'd had a break, game had started and I thought, oh, we'll chuck the radio on and listening to it, celebrating every possession from Dawson. The finger was hurting. Ouch. But yes, Jordan's playing well. And then finished up for a while and got into the Supercoach. Took a look at my side and I saw Sam Walsh sitting there. My jaw dropped to the ground. My heart sank. I sent a message straight to the members going, oh my goodness, you would not believe what I've done here. And the rest is history. Got tagged by O'Connor and all the rest. So that is what happened with the trades at the end of the day. And I ended up switching, obviously, Williams to Massimo because Massimo wasn't playing. And I thought, look, if Williams does play with no Sard and McGovern, hopefully a decent score. And look, what did you get? 78. I think at the end of the day, that's pretty decent. So I'll take that. So that's what happened with the trades. It is what it is. Now, quick on these players. Sheasel and Ryan, lower type games from them, but not concerned. Dacos, really nice from him, not concerned, 128. And I had a great start to the week and see 128 from Dacos and Martin. You had your Gawns. You had this man, Howes, as what I was going to say is the emergency. I had Williams as the emergency, but had him on field for his 87. All of a sudden reset that break even, which was really good. So not concerned with him. Not overly concerned with Williams, but a little bit concerned with his break even. I am concerned with the fact that I'm still running 2 rookies here. And Marty Hall is actually fit and available. And I thought with those defensive outs down there at Melbourne, surely he gets a crack. Unfortunately not, which means that we may have a bit of a dead rookie on our hands here. I thought he was only dead for a little while, then he'd be resurrected when he came back from injury and into the side, but unfortunately not. So that does concern me. Butters' low score, disappointing, but not a real concern. I reckon the Bont might be carrying something, playing through injury as he does, but 102, 116.1, 614 is an absolute bargain for this bloke, and that's another negative to the premium midfielders that I've got. Everyone will be able to get these blokes at a ripping price. So yeah, it is what it is, but I suppose you can't get them all at once. You've got to be selective. So that's something in my favour. Sam Walsh, you know what my concerns are about him now. Massively concerned about Jack Steele. Didn't actually get to watch this match, but from what I heard, just was not covering the ground well. Had that knee strapped, wasn't getting from contest to contest. Just not good signs, big red flags, and he screwed me last year. I hope he doesn't do the same thing, but very worried all of a sudden about Jack Steele. Not worried about this man, Tom Green. He really hit back. He's absolute value, I think, this week if you don't have him. Not worried about Roberts. Absolutely want to keep him for the short time. Was a little bit worried about Closey, hearing that he had a potential injury, but hopefully he's right. Not sure if he gets rested, but I think that's all good. Graham really hit back. I was worried that I missed out on this 88 from Wilson, but the fact I got 87 on field from Graham very much makes up for that. He'll be making some nice cash, which we really like. Reid was obviously managed. All good there, not concerned. I think he could be potentially a forward keeper now. Wilson, not concerned. Again, making some nice money. Garcia, that tog isn't great, but again, it is what it is. We've got to live with it. Maxi Gawn, obviously not concerned and wasn't that great. Nice vice captaincy option very early on. You can lock that in, and he's got to be in your loop every week. Plays Geelong this week. You've got to have Maxi in there. If you anti-potted him, absolute season destroying for you, and I really feel for you. Now, Dogger Jackson, I had the option to trade this bloke out 3 weeks ago. I thought I'll give it one look, then I could have traded. But at the end of the day, my thinking behind this is that he's simply going to be covered for the rest of the year. He could go down further in price. No other people could jump on. It is what it is, but I do like the thought of cover, and we're not blessed with many great forward options. I think he's got a ceiling game or two in him. Who knows if the big Shrek's going to last? Most likely he'll go down again at some stage. So I've just decided to bite the bullet and keep Dogger for the year and not look to trade him on. If I wanted to do that and I was tempted, it should have been a few weeks ago. So sort of too late, but there is method to the madness there. I know that I'm losing out on a lot of coin here. Heaney not concerned with, along with Flanders. They're all good. Fifey, I tell you what, I've always been an advocate. This comes from that 5 pick. Either start him or you don't jump on him. But with the lack of forward options, maybe you need to. Look at what Elliot Yeo's done. I could have jumped on him, 2-3 weeks ago at a much friendlier price, but I did decide to anti-pot him. I was very staunch on that, and that's come to absolutely bite me. So you could maybe look to go in that 5. Very concerned about Tom Powell, 49 points. Now, I thought that Powell was looking to be a keeper. I thought that 5 is probably someone that you look to move on, but the great man, 37 touches, so many contested, hit the scoreboard, back to his absolute best. And this bloke was apparently, and again, didn't see this, but hearing from the great man H, running away from CBAs. He was there and he actually called people in at times in the second half. Will Phillips was in, got subbed out. Thought, here we go, Powley, get in there. But apparently not. So very concerned with him all of a sudden. Darcy with an 88. He was looking to get traded out of my side this week, but I think he's probably got a little bit more time now. Great to have that score on field. Concerned with Comben, just not the pick that I was hoping for. I thought, given the fact he's down back again this week, we could see hopefully 75 plus, but a 61, yeah, just not good. He's actually playing decently, I think, but just not scoring overly well. So I am concerned there. Cadman, not overly concerned, but I think he's absolutely ripe for the picking at the moment to get out. And then Sexton, well, hopefully, and Dan Mashman, the old Freo tragic, shout out to you, brother, thinks I'm crazy for continuing to hold him. He says, get him out of your side, Deadwood, just get rid of the bloke. Oh, I've just got a feeling, Dan, Rory Atkins didn't play well. They may need to rest a couple of rookies. Come on, Alex, just get in there, son. Just one more price rise I'd love. Or just get in there, play out of your skin, and maybe get 2 or 3 weeks. I'm still hoping on that, but we'll have to wait and see. So that's a very quick review of the side there. So let's look at trade. So we'll have a look at the break-even. So you know who I'm concerned about, who I'm not. I do have the option of looking to move on some Deadwood here. Reid, I'm not too sure. It always seems like it's 2, 3, 4 away. So still not really sure on the return there, but I'll still likely to hold him. Look, if 4 isn't named this week, which I don't think he will be, I'm almost going to classify him dead. But again, there's just not much value there, and it's upgrade season. I actually want to be making some coin, not getting rid of Howes yet. None of the premiums at the moment, none of these guys. So you then come down to the forward line. I think Cadman's probably a really obvious one, as I mentioned before, with a 52 break even there. Look at these break evens, absolutely fantastic. Scroll down a little bit. Power the 115. Now, given the fact I've got major question marks on whether or not he's going to be a keeper, this may be a time just to cash out. Is it just the 1 week? Does he return to that role next week? No, I'm more like if I trade him out, he will. He absolutely will. But yeah, maybe I just need to treat him as a bit of a moneymaker. And he's done his job, 100K at the moment, and give me some decent scores from time to time. Definitely an option to trade out and combine, as we mentioned. Now, at this stage, I think that there's going to be one really obvious pick. We'll take a look at the rookies, and I've also got a slide at, well, the takes a look at the premiums I'm most likely to look to trade into my side. Now, you can see at the moment that in the defense, we've got 4 slots taken. We've got 2 that we need to actually get in there. In the midfield, we've currently got 5, so another 3. This is where you need to spend your big money. So I'll talk about potentially some value in other lines in a sec. You've obviously got Big Maxi there. My plan is to actually get Jackson into the forward line, so I do need another ruck. And with Jackson just say in there, with Reed going in there and looking at Heaney, Flanders and Fife, at this stage, I'm probably looking at one forward, but who that is, I'm just not sure. I've got no idea. There's a few options that we can look at, but there's none that I'm overly confident on. So definitely for now, I think Cadman's going to be one that I trade out. You saw from the title of this video that I am looking to use a boost this week. So I think I've actually already activated that. Now, given the fact Williams has a higher break even, I still think he can score well, but he's got a bit of coin to him. So he may be another bloke that I look to trade out. And then the next one's really tough. So I'm really tempted to get out Tom Powell, to be quite honest. I'll need to talk to people because, as I said, I just haven't watched much footy during the week. But I think at this stage, it might be Tom Powell. It was going to be Darcy, but possibly Tom Powell. At the moment, I've got 887, 800. So that's a downgrade and a pretty decent upgrade just there. You've got your Combin, which I could do. Does he come back? Probably at this stage, I might just get out Tom Powell. So 3 slots here. Now, there's really obvious trade that I'm going to make straight away. And after I do that, we'll take a look at some of the premiums that I'm most likely to target to bring into my side, either this week or over the coming weeks to finish off a nice 22, hopefully on the field. But the obvious move I'm going to make this week, and I tell you what, I am in a super lucky, blessed position here. Now, if you went early on Jordan Sweet last week, congratulations, well done, particularly if you managed to have him on field. But why I'm blessed here is the fact that I'm not locked into 2 ruck premiums, and I don't actually need to get Sweet as my R3. I think I'm in the perfect situation here. What I can actually do is swing Jackson up forward. So all of a sudden, you've got Doggett in your forward line, and then I've got a ruck that I can look to trade in. So that man is obviously going to be Jordan Sweet. And if we look here at the round 7 points, he's third with 136 points. Now, keep in mind that he was playing Rowan Marshall, who was injured, and look, well done for Rowan for actually finishing the game. I heard that it was quite early, and he was on -2 at the time, and things are not looking good. But yeah, you've got big decisions on your hand, I think, if you're a Rowan Marshall owner. And even if you've got Tim English, you know, do you really want to have someone like a Jordan Sweet not scoring for you on field? You might just want to have him as a moneymaker, which I think is fine as well if you're already locked into someone like an English. However, for me, I'm not locked in to anyone here. So for now, the really obvious move for me is to bring Jordan Sweet into my ruck line. So what do I like about this? The fact that he's a must-have, let's be honest. We've seen what's happened with the Rolly O'Briens, Kizza last year, Big Kizza. And I'm going to focus on Big Kizza for a second because you know what sort of a start I had to Supercoach last year? A big reason for me being able to really push up the ranks in the last part of the season was having Kizza at R2 for a large portion of that. He scored so well. The issue with having Sweet at R3 is that I think he's going to be a really good scorer. And you really want that on field if possible, because then it gets off, just say if you've got a backline rookie or even another forward rookie like your Cadman types, even your Dempsey types, which I think are looking to be trade out options at the moment. They've sort of done their job. So that's where I'm super lucky there. I'm just going to run with him for now. And if need be, I can also get Dogger back up there. So I haven't checked out the schedule of the fixture or anything, but just say if Sweet really doesn't go too well, I've got the option to sort of loop in with Jackson, having Livingston here. And for other people that do have Livingston and 2 big rucks, if you want to bring Sweet in, then most likely Livingston all of a sudden comes into your forward line and he's a bit of a dead pick. So I'm pretty blessed here, I think, with this selection. So I've now got a forward slot here and I've got a defensive slot. What I'm pretty keen to do is to try to bring Harley Reid in here now. So that gives me more stability up forward. I've got Heaney, Flanders, Fife, Reed, then I'll have Jackson on, and then it's a matter of probably looping Darcy or Comben, which I'm pretty happy to do at this stage. I don't think that they're going to give me terrible type scores. Well, that's the hope anyway. So that means that I'm now looking to bring in possibly a defender and a midfield. Now, I'm pretty set on using a boost. It just depends on how I want to do it, and then looking at what future upgrades I'm looking to make. So at this stage, I'm definitely bringing in a premium. Who is that premium going to be? I've got a bit of a slide here. It's going to show you how many premiums I need on each line. I've already gone through that. And then some of the names that I'm potentially looking to lock in. So you can see some names in white and also in red. So I am interested in all these players. In defense, you've got Houston, Stewart, Dale. In the mid, Zeret, Sarong, Rao, Track, LDU, Miller, Dawson, Dunkley, Oliver. So some of the best, some value picks, some fallen premium. Some blokes that you may just not look to go at all this year. Really depends what or who floats your boat. Rucks, we've got English and Marshall, the two obvious picks there, already got gone. And forwards, I've just thrown a few names up here because I'm not confident on any of these options. McRae, again, wasn't fantastic, didn't set the world on fire on the weekend. Bolton, we saw a bit of a floor game from him. Zorko, massive question marks on him. All of a sudden, McKenna's come in. Zach Bailey's gone out, so we're really worried about what that role looks like, split between defence, midfield, and forward, which is not good. And you've got someone like a Jeremy Cameron. Do you go with a McKay? Do you go with a Kerno? Even a Hogan type? I couldn't get Hogan back in. That was an absolute disaster. I'm pretty embarrassed about what I did with Jesse Hogan this year. But yeah, forward line is all over the shop at the moment. Just really not sure. I'm happy to sort of have a Harley Reid there for the rest of the year at this point. So you will notice, though, there are some names in red. So they are the realistic options that I'm most likely looking to target. Now, I haven't got a forward in red because I'm just still unsure, as I mentioned. But to be honest, the bloke in white in my defence here, Dan Houston, I'm the most keen on, but you're paying up for him at the moment. I was expecting a huge score from him against St Kilda. Felt very lucky as a non-owner that he was, under 110, I think, at the end of the game. But he's the bloke I'd love to get in. However, given the fact that I really want to target 3 more big dogs in my midfield, I think that I do need to look for value elsewhere, and Stewart in a few weeks is going to provide absolute value, hopefully close to 500k. And then you've got Bailey Dale, who could provide some huge value as well. But again, there are always risks associated with value. But realistically, I want to look for a bit of value here so that I can target your, say, your Zeret, Sarong, Rao, or Track types. You've got the real budget options like your LDUs, Olivers, that have done a lot in the past. Well, Oliver's done a heap in the past. LDU, you look at Post Buy, that up-and-coming type player. So they could come good, but I'm not overly confident on them. Given the fact I've got Sam Walsh, now, other people may not view him as a bigger risk as I do, but I do view him as a bit of a risk. And scoring-wise, I'm just not too sure. So that means for me that I don't really think I can target an LDU Oliver. I really need to focus on probably big 3 here. Zeret, Sarong, it could be Rao. I just had to choose 3 for red here, and Track as well. I think he'll provide good value within the next week. So probably the 3 there I'm looking to bring in. Now, English was the bloke I was looking to bring in this week, and he was part of my plan. But again, the plan has changed, obviously, with Sweet coming on field. I think it'd be pretty negligent of me to talk about how I think it's great to have Sweet as R2 just for now, particularly with my Dogger backup, and then trade in Tim English. The issue is Tim English is potentially at his lowest price point for the year, but I know I'm making lots of cash or more cash with Sweet anyway. So I'm now willing to wait on English. So they are the premium options that I'm realistically looking to target. The question is, who do I target this week? Is it going to be one of the big boys, a couple of value options, maybe a big boy, a value option, or do I look to get another rookie to complement Sweet, go for the 1 premium, and then even bank a bit of coin and look to go hard again next week? These are all the questions that I really need to ask myself. So let's get back to these trades. All right, so we've got 1,143,900. Let's look at a midfielder to bring in. Now, if you go by average here, Heaney, I've got obviously in the forward line, Walsh there. You've got Rao, Sarong, and Merritt. So they're the big 3 that I'd love to have in my side. You've got Real at 654, Sarong at 621, and then Merit at 640. I think they've all got really nice draws. This is a really, really tough decision if I even go one of the big three. But as I mentioned before, I do really like Jordan Dawson. He's still at a friendly price. He was a premium coming into this year. We know what he did last year. Can he get that kicking boot back on? I know he's playing North. I understand that. But I think that the man is back. Confidence is a big thing. But can I take the risk? Do I just go with a big boy this week? Now, Sarong is the cheapest out of the three. Got the highest score on the weekend. You don't just look at one round of data. Now, the averages here, 131, 128, and 124. So you've got 3 and then another 4 there with a 7-point difference between your Reals and Merits. So probably for me, the bloke that I like, and he was the bloke that I was biggest on pre-season and extremely close to starting, is Caleb Sarong. So he's probably the realistic option that I look to go here. So let's lock in a Sarong for now. Then you've got your defensive line, and you've got 522,900. So I've already got Dacos and Martin. Yo's out of my grasp for now. You've got Max Holmes. So a real pod here. 97.4 is an average. 109 points last week. 5.7% ownership. I just don't know enough about the pick to be confident that he's going to be a successful pick. However, with the other bloke I'm potentially looking at, I don't know that either, but probably not Holmes for me. You've got Hayden Young at 537, who's just out of my range. Look at Closey there, the great man. Cal Amon. You've got Bose, Aish, Massimo, who I've just traded out. Yeah, a few sort of dodgy type options here, and blokes that I'm not really overly keen on. So there is a bloke that I did talk about before, and for some reason I cannot find him, and that's because I've got the midfield. Oh, sorry. So I'll go back here. I'll get the filter off again. So Luke Ryan, I've got Yo. Houston's obviously the bloke that you'd love to get in. Whitfield, just don't like him as a pick due to durability, weird things, hard to score at times, although really nice on the weekend. Govno, McGrath could be a real pod type pick, couldn't he? But just know you've got your Vlos Stones, your Stewart old target, and then we got your Youngs, Wanganeen Milleras, your Sinclairs possibly, and then it is this man, Bailey Dale. So look, with Dale, his first 3 weeks were actually okay. Not too bad. He had that terrible game where it was 40-odd. He had the sub game, and then he's gone bang and bang. What are our concerns here? Well, he's coached by Bevo. We know that Richards wasn't down back. Libba wasn't in the side. We don't know what that exact mix is going to be. We don't know how Bevo's going to throw the magnets around at the best of times, but with that big move, who knows what's going to happen. But with the value that he presents, he's going to be really, really hard to knock back. The issue here is that because I'm really almost locked into the Stewart pick, I will miss out on Dan Houston, but it does allow me to get a big midfielder in and almost be able to complete my forward line, my defensive line when Stewart comes back. That leaves me with sort of 2 big spots here. Stewart to come in there, and then your English and a forward. 65,000 left. Now, the issue with this is that I was also, and this is part of this classic 3-week plan that has just not come to fruition. I haven't got a player, I don't think, apart from Garcia, that I plan to get in. The issue is that I was really looking to get Christian Petrarca in next week. Now, if you look at the fact they've only got 65K here, how do I get to him next week? Now, trading out Powell, he was one that had a fair bit of value, even with, a Combin type. And who else is there? You'd have to trade out probably Roberts, wouldn't you, to get to Christian Petrarca? You're not trading out Howes by that stage. There's really no one else. So by doing this, I'm almost locking myself out of Christian Petrarca next week. And I'm not sure if I'm willing to do that. The issue was I was meant to save on Dawson over Walsh. And this week I was targeting Timmy English at maybe around the 580K mark. All of a sudden I'm going up Caleb Strong. So paying 40K more here, and then obviously paying more for Sam Walsh the week before. So if you take that into consideration, this bank, or the expected bank, was actually going to be a little bit more. And I didn't see Jordan Sweet coming. I'm paying extra for that rookie there. I didn't think I'd go with the Bailey Dale either. So things have changed, and all of a sudden I don't know if I'll be able to get a bargain track. So do I skimp a little bit more? Instead of a Dale, do I just downgrade again? We've got a few options in regards to the downgrade department. So what do you do? All right, so if I just cancel these trades, we'll then look to the players that we can actually downgrade. Now, I think that Jordan Sweet is just such an obvious pick that it's not funny this week. But apart from that, yeah, it's not as easy, I don't think. So we'll filter here by the old break even and see who our options are. Now, things weren't looking great originally, but I think we may have a couple on the horizon. So Sweet, as mentioned, negative break even of 113 on the bubble. Riley Garcia is the other bloke here. So negative 74, an average of 73. So things are looking pretty good here, 125,200. Now, the issue is that Bevo actually mentioned that he would have been the sub coming into this game, if not for, was it laid out or injured, whatever it was. We know that Waitman is injured, looking up to 3 months for that. Is there a spot there for him? I think West might be suspended. Is it West this week? So there's a chance for a little bit more job security. But again, with Bevo, we just don't know. Even if he's sub for this week, is it good enough for some people, knowing that he's right on the fringe, right on the edge, and likely to get a game here and there? And that may be enough for some people. Who knows? A potentially popular pick this week. Now, Naismith, if you've got him as well, it's so awkward because you basically need to get Sweet, but he's finally going to make some money with a negative 66 if he plays again. So super awkward if you got Naismith there. Obviously not for me, though. And then you see Bailey Dale all the way up here with a negative 45 break even. So he is right up there with the rookies. 4th lowest break even in the game, if you don't mind. Conway, no. Now, Lika Leah, I've got a feeling that when Taylor comes back, I've gone way down there. I've got a feeling that when Taylor comes back, he'll probably leave the side, but he looks pretty decent for 123. I know it's only 57 for an average, but not too bad from Aaliyah there. This is probably the other bloke, Jake Rogers. Now, the good thing is this 98 is his second game, will be in his price cycle for the next couple on the bubble as well. Sub the first game, much more of an opportunity this week. Apparently looked really exciting. I didn't watch this game, as I mentioned, but we are paying up a little bit more, 148. And again, this screws a little bit with my plans, having to pay up for, say, Jordan Sweet. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. And to Jake Rogers as well. So not too sure there. The good thing that we see here, and Harley Reid, shout out to you, mate, is that we've got a couple of one-gamers. This is a bloke that I was super excited about, Darcy Jones. And this is probably a reason why, in my personal circumstance, I can actually skip Garcia this week. It may be a bad move, but I'm potentially looking to do this or skip him this week because I see Darcy Jones getting at least a couple more games. Now, we know he obviously came in for Toby Green, but surely after that performance, he's got to get another run. Now, maybe your Peatlings, your O'Halloran types, give them a bit of a rest and give this young fella a run. Super exciting. Dan mentioned him in our preseason GWS team preview as a player to watch. And when he gets his first game, he'll be one that we'll most likely want to jump on. And he was absolutely right. So we're really not too sure here, but it's a little bit of gut feel that he gets another chance. And again, I could be completely wrong because my gut feel was to field Hugo Garcia over Wilson last week, and that was completely off. But my gut feel is that he probably gets another game. So I really like the look of Darcy Jones. Heaps of X factor. Daniel Turner scored a 101. That might be out of the box, unfortunately, in his first game. So we will see how he goes this week. But if he scores, just say an 80, 75 type score, he's probably a must-have. Actually, he's 191. Maybe not, but we'll see what happens there. Burgoyne, terrific selection if you went for a pod there. Garcia, Manor. And then we don't see a heap here. Cooper Simpson was a sub, but I thought he looked really good when he came on. We don't look at a Sam Day. Voss as well played his first game, 59. Lovely goal assist to Dogger, so thank you very much for that, Vossi. And then there might be other blokes I'm missing here, but when we get to the break-evens of 19, 20, not too many bubble boys that will be around there. So they're the downgrade options. I'm not overly look, I would go Garcia, Sweet definitely, but I'm hoping that I can actually wait for Jones the week after. And the other thing about if I was to go Garcia, and I'm keen on Jones, if you do look at this forward line, and I am keeping on to Sexton just for now, is that with Garcia, Jones, I can't look to make the moves that I want to, and I think that will leave me too light there. So I will most likely look to use that boost. The issue is, do I go just say a Dawson instead of a Caleb Sarong in order to have a more realistic chance of picking up a Christian Petrarca next week? It's certainly a move that I could look to make. I don't have to go your Bailey Dale. Again, I could go the double down. I could just go the one up, one down this week. Oh, I've got so many options up my sleeve, but I do like Sarong. In saying that, if you look at Zerett's upcoming run, I'll just click on Nick Martin. Obviously, both play for the same side, so they'll have the same run. We've got, so West Coast, GWS, North, Richmond, GWS, Carlton, West Coast, Geelong. Oh, man. That is a really, really nice run from Zereth there. And if you're looking at my buy structure, and I won't bore you with it, probably not relevant to you, but I do actually need a midfielder from this buy. And that's another reason why I was targeting Track. Real, I believe, has got the same buy. The thing with Sarong is that he's got a fantastic buy, but if I was to get Sarong, Fife, who's looking like a keeper now, Dogger, Butters, Luke Ryan, I'm going a little bit overboard, and I might be even missing a play there as well. So I feel like I may be going a little bit overboard there, which could be a slight concern. But yeah, geez, Zerett's going to be really, really hard to deny, as well as Matt Rao. Also, just love what he's doing at the moment. Just an absolute beast. Now, I don't have to trade out Tom Powell. Look, it could be a Darcy. It could be a Combin, but I wouldn't be able to bring the Dale in with that boost. There's a lot that I could do, but probably that last trade that I did go through with the boost involving Dale, Sarong, and Sweet is most likely what I'll go through with. But who knows what news will come out during the week. And has there ever been a time at the end of a round review where I've said, this is what I'm doing, and I've actually gone through with it? I don't know if there has been. Maybe once if I've been lucky. So let's make those trades anyway. So we'll go through with that. So, yep, see you later, Catters. You need to go. And then we'll quickly set the team how it should be, and then set our captains for the week. So Cadman's got to go. Yeah, Williams will go at the moment. See you later, mate. And then Tom Powell. We'll bring Jackson in. We'll get our friend Jordan Sweet into that R1 position. So really happy with that. We'll bring Harley Reid in just to strengthen that forward line. Oh, now this is a little bit dicey. I will go Bailey Dale for now. Now, look, if I was to go Caleb Sarong, it wouldn't leave me with much. If I was to go Jordan Dawson, it actually would leave me with a little bit of coin. So 127k it would leave me with. Combin just says around the 300k. That's 427. Oh, would I even be able to make it? Who else am I looking to downgrade? Probably no one. You'd have to go early on a Howes. I'm just loath to do it on Roberts. It's probably tough on who. Look, probably Darcy, actually. So between Combin and Darcy, I don't know if I'd be able to get Track, even with Dawson. And that was a key. And with these plans, you do got to have B, C, D, E, F, and G. I've been doing it more on the run with those backup plans. I need to make sure I do that, because that's the advice I give to everyone. I've just been almost tunnel vision with English this week. And all of a sudden with Sweet coming up and high rookie price, paying more for a Sarong type, does hurt me. So, look, guys, let me know in the comment section who you would go with out of these big three. Now, I do want to target Dale. Maybe next week I just skip Track, then really focus on Stewart, and then look to focus on these last couple of midfield upgrades after that. Maybe that could be the focus for me. Real, Sarong, Merit. I can afford them all. Merit's run. That 19k, though, it could come in so handy. Sarong for now. All right, let's do it. 65k in the bank. Probably priced out of track now, and I'm spewing I missed out on that bargain. I'm missing out on a couple of bargains here. I am jumping on Dale, and you could say Walsh was a bit of a bargain, but I see Dawson as, the better option there. But anyway, all right, we'll get Dale on field. We certainly won't captain him. Oh, the computer's going to have a bit of a hissy fit now, is it? We'll get Sweet on for Livingston. Emergency him, just captain him for now. Sarong will come on. I'm going to say for Closey. I just don't know about that injury at the moment. So Sarong will come on there, and we'll have Dogger ahead of. All right, so who's first? So Combin plays that first game. I can loop. Yep, beautiful. So I'll do that there. So I'll loop Combin. I can do that with Sexton. Darcy, if that's no good. Yep, beautiful. Sweet there. All right, so I can't really loop here at this stage unless I've got no mission. And, well, I can't loop here because I've got 2 dead rookies, unless Horn magically comes back into the side. So, with captains for this week, so I think Maxi's just got to be involved. So, Melbourne against Geelong. Yes, I want to go there. All right, so you've got Adelaide. No, Port, I don't think with Butters. No, I won't go there. Carlton, Collingwood, do you go Walsh maybe as that VC at the MCG? Been getting a fair bit of the pill, who knows? Heaney in a bit of a rivalry game. Maybe Tom Green. Does he cop attention? Not too sure. Still just not confident. Oh, the Shees. The Shees against St Kilda. Surely Windy doesn't go to him. Surely he stays in the back line. Do you know what? He could be a vice-captain option against St Kilda. Oh, do you know what? It's tied, isn't it? So 4:35, 7:30. I do have the choice. That would, I'm having Maxi in, whatever I do on my loop here. So that would be there. Then I've got Zerrett. Would be a good week for Zerrett, wouldn't it? Oh, I've got Sarong versus Richmond. Crikey. Bulldogs Hawthorn. Jeez. All right, so damn, Shees could have a ceiling game here. But you know what? Because Maxi's just been going nuts, I reckon it might be safer to put the vice-captain on him. And then on debut, we might go Sarong because he could absolutely tear up Richmond. I think he's been going nuts. So I think that's how I'm going to run. So at the moment, we've got Shees, Ryan, Dacos, Martin, and Dale in the back line. Stewart will come there. One more slot. Butters, Sarong, Bond, Walsh, Steele, and Green. Look, pretty happy there. Still got concerns about, Walsh, it is what it is. So 2 more slots there. You're hoping for a track, a Zerrett, or a Rao, if possible, with 3 there. 2 out of those 3 there. Timmy English, we're hoping to get into the ruck. And then this slot here, I just really don't know at this stage. So in the bank, we'll have 65,000 and only the 1 boost. So I need to start conserving a couple of trades. I may even next week, if no great rookies are available, I may just go, do you know what? For this week, I'll just leave it how it is. I may be forced into something, who knows? But that is how we are currently traveling. So that is it for now, guys. I'll leave you there. I won't go through all the leagues, etc., because I've already banged on. I might even do a separate one for that. Again, thank you for so much love on the live. I really did enjoy doing that. So if I've got the time on a Friday night, I will look to go live again for Q&A because I still have not got back to all these comments and questions from the round review and the stocky and all this sort of jazz. So I will actually, do you know what? I'm going to book that in for the Friday night. So we will do a live. Feel free to put your questions down with the round reviews, with this one, with the stocky. I will do my best to get to them, but if I don't, make sure that you do tune in on the Friday night for that Q&A. As I said, last one almost went for a couple of hours, and thank you very much to anyone that has tuned in. Remember, the Supercoach Swordplay website is live. We've got that discount code, plenty of merch on offer. I'll be getting together with the boys on Tuesday night to record the next episode. We're going to be pretty G'd up and about for this one, given the fact that the website's finally up, and a couple of rants, I know, and plenty of numbers this week because, again, a super important week of trading. That also means the stock market video will be really relevant again this week. I'll go through all the options. I'll need to watch a lot of tape and catch up on a few things, but I'll do my best to do that in the next couple of nights anyway. So that is it for now, guys. As I said, hope you've had a ripper of a week yourself. Take care. Make sure you check out that website, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers. Bye.